On a low-carb plan and want French fries? Our low-carb fried artichoke is your answer. For the best in low-carb cooking with a bit of Louisiana flair, subscribe to my channel, hit that bell button to be notified when I post a video. I'm Shelly with Skinny Louisiana. I share these exact recipes with my hundreds of weight loss clients, as well as in my cookbook, Skinny Louisiana in the Kitchen. And now it's your turn to up the spice in your low-carb kitchen. Now gang, always we start with ingredients. The beauty of our ingredients, we have most of these with the exception of our artichoke. Now with artichoke, you can get canned. I did rinse it. There is frozen artichoke. You can be fancy and have your own. I kept it simple with the canned and we just drained it and we sliced them in half. We have our 100% egg white. We have a half a cup of our almond flour, 1/4 cup of our grated Parm cheese, a teaspoon of my favorite, Tony's Bold, because you know I all love the spice. And then of course we have our trusty air fryer with our non-stick cooking spray. Today we are using algae oil. Now gang, this is so easy. Our artichokes, like we said, we rinse them. I did cut them in half. And you know, a lot of folks have questions about artichoke. And really, artichoke is an amazingly high fiber vegetable. But the problem is that we really don't know how to cook artichoke. Most of us know artichoke as in spinach and artichoke dip. And so I want you to comment below if you love spinach and artichoke dip, as well as comment if that's your favorite item with artichoke, because we don't know how else to use them. Now, in my cookbook, Skinny Louisiana in the Kitchen, I roasted artichoke in the oven, just plain. We're not doing that today because I love fried food. I'm from the South, you know, fried food is our jam. It is my jam, and we're low carb in it. So we already have our batter right here, and if you have a low carb kitchen, you already have almond flour. Now you all know that if you've been watching our channel, I love Bob's Mill almond flour. I think it's amazing. Just to friendly remind everybody, we're looking at 3 net carbs per about a 1/4 to a half a cup, just depending on how much that you're using. And again, I'm really trying, you know, working with my clients, I really try to walk them away from whole wheat flour. We've been told all of our lives that, you know, whole wheat flour is fine. Well, then come to find out they have, you know, the same amount of carbs in it, which is kind of devastating to us. So be sure to use the almond flour. Comment below on your favorite low carb flour. I know a lot of y'all like coconut flour, but knowing me, and you've been watching our channel, y'all know that coconut and me, we just don't get along. I just don't think it tastes that great. But if you love it, you love it. We're going to form our assembly line here, and before we do that, let's kind of make our way back over to the air fryer. Comment below for me on the brand of air fryer that you have, and notice we gave it a nice dousing. Oh, almost just dropped that. You saw that catch? Of our non-stick cooking spray. The other thing I always use, and people kind of giggle at me about this, is I use a plastic cup and I put my egg whites in there, and people always ask me why, and I like it because it's not shallow and I can kind of dip items. So we'll see here, we're gonna take our artichoke and I'm gonna dip it and I'm gonna lay it in my almond flour mixture. So it kind of just works for me. If you want to use a shallow dish, you definitely can. And the other big tip that I do is I will, and this is kind of how I teach this to kids, is that I will lay the product that I'm dunking on half of the bowl, and then I use my fork or my spoon and I sprinkle the batter, the low carb batter, on top of it. And these are just fun tips that I've learned kind of along the way. You know, I always tell folks, whatever's your jam, do it. We're a real lighthearted kitchen. We're not real negative. We're not real, you know, angry or anything of that sort. So we don't play that. We just go, you know, hey, if it works for you, it works. I'm gonna pick these up. Now remember gang, when we're putting something in the air fryer, and it does have a batter, we don't want it to touch. It'd be different if we were doing like a roasted style vegetable. I have a video, if you watched it, it's our air fryer. I had to think for a second. I'm like, what is it? It's our air fryer asparagus. Oh my gosh, I completely had like a little brain trip right there for a second. Comment below if you get these brain trips every now and then. You can layer that on top of each other, but when something's battered, if we layer it on top of each other, you know, it's going to stick, it's going to pull the batter off. Not the best idea. The other thing we want to remember, gang, is our nutrition facts in these. We're not using all this almond flour. We're not using all this Parm cheese. So more than likely, instead of the 5 net carbs that this yields, it's probably going to yield a little bit less. But I start off always with a 1/2 cup of our almond flour and a 1/4 cup of our Parm cheese. We're not going to use it all in this recipe, but let's say you wanted to open up another can, you got super excited, you know, you can definitely add more. And that's what the beauty about this is that we definitely can make these type of recipes your own. And I tell everyone this, you know, I have 2 kids. Really doing this type of batter, it really changes the vegetable game in our kitchen. You know, we do love steamed, we do love roasted, but this, you know, the kids really respond very well to it. And it just works. So it's a nice change besides the traditional salads, besides the, you know, traditional steamed. This really does give it such a fantastic flavor. We're gonna line these up right here. And we're gonna take our non-stick cooking spray. So here's another tip for you all. And we're really gonna give it a nice layer. Now, typically I would cook these at 360 for 12 to 14 minutes. We're gonna cut it in half. We're gonna set it at 7 minutes. And the reason we're gonna do that, gang, is because we wanna make sure, it's a little trick that I learned along the way. We're gonna take our tongs and we're gonna lift it up slightly. It's not gonna be cooked all the way, and that batter is not gonna stick to it. So join me, gang. I'm gonna do a little cleanup, 7 minutes. Let's see what we have, gang. Okay. These are gorgeous. They are crispy. The batter, if you can see, the batter really stayed amazingly intact, you know. And again, because we did our trick of, you know, halfway through cooking it, we opened it up, we used our tongs and kind of loosened it. It's super easy for us to now remove these artichoke. And the breading looks great. They smell amazing. They're super hot. But you know what? This is my favorite part. I have to have a bite. So, put my tongs down. Here we go, gang. I think I'm gonna grab this one because it's so beautiful and it just belongs in my belly. So here we go. I'm gonna blow on it because it's gonna be super, super hot. Here we go. Oh my God, it's so hot. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Let it cool off. Holy cow. So, wow. The smoke is coming out of my mouth. So good. I just burnt myself. I don't care. So good. Somebody bring me water. I burnt myself, but wow. The crisp. It's not overpowering. And that's why I love to use almond flour. I just feel like, you know, I'm gonna kind of hold this up. You can see that the batter's not fallen off of it at all. I love to use almond flour because I just love that neutral flavor that it brings to our artichoke. A little bit of that Parm cheese, remember that's what's gonna cause that brown. The Tony's bold, it just adds, you know, that hint of that spice that we like. It's not overpowering. You know, so many folks think that, you know, Cajun cooking and Louisiana cooking, it's just spicy. That's not true. It's flavorful. That's the flavor I love to use. These, and I'm not going to be a fool and do what I just did. Oh my gosh, the flavors they're just like Mardi Gras. If you ask me, they're so amazing. You need to get to the store, get you some artichoke. If you don't have an air fryer, why not? Because it's perfect in low carb and keto cooking. And gang, if you love this video, give us a like. We love social media. Give us a ton of shares. And because you stayed to the end, be sure to scroll below, Click on the link so that you'll be able to download this recipe directly to your inbox. And of course, gang, you can pre-order copies of Skinny Louisiana and the Slow Cooker and Instapot. The link is below, and I want you to comment below on what veggie you want to see me throw next in our air fryer. Now, gang, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna eat me. And as always, see you later, Gators. So good.